Chasing After the Heart of God. And today Julie will read from Joy Road.
Thank you. Thank you all for sticking with us. It's a long afternoon. So I finished my memoir, and it is called Joy Road, and my mentor and editor read it, and he said, it's got a lot of your dad in there. You need to tell us who your dad is. Thus, the prologue. Daddy's baby girl. In the picture, I'm 1 hour old, wrapped in a soft white blanket with a head full of beautiful black hair, eyes open, weighing just over 5 pounds. In the photograph, my daddy's reflection can be seen in the glass that separates us. He is looking at me real tenderly. There is this flash of light on the glass, too, and I always figured that was my spirit waiting to climb into my body once I knew for sure that Daddy wanted me, his third baby girl. My parents, Jack and Betty Evans, thought I was going to be a boy, and they were going to name me Jimmy. Daddy needed a boy, so he could teach him how to build and how to fish and ride a motorcycle and maybe even how to use a bow and arrow. But I was a girl, and I would be their last baby. Mama had already gone through the change, but I snuck in there somehow. They were 43 years old when they had me. I think they were awfully disappointed, but the photograph makes me think that Daddy loved me anyway. I don't know exactly how my parents navigated the world. I don't know how my dad wooed my mom or how my mom seduced my dad. I don't know of a single sexy, romantic, embarrassing, challenging moment they faced as young newlyweds. I don't know why they named me Julie or why my mother became an alcoholic. I'm not really sure why my dad had a colostomy bag on that time I accidentally went in the bathroom when he was taking a bath, but I couldn't quit thinking of it. I don't know how decisions were made or bills were paid. I don't know why I always hollered for my mama in the middle of the night and she'd have to sleep with me. But I do know that it was very embarrassing to have such old parents. All the other kids' parents were young and normal, but not mine. My dad coughed all the time and spit up huge wads of junk into his hanky, or he'd slip open the car door and spit right on the ground. And Mama got drunk way too often. My mom would always be with me. If I was downstairs, she was downstairs. If I was upstairs and she was still awake, she would be with me. When we were home, we were inseparable for the first 11 years of my life. We did everything together. She used to beg me to stay home from school so we could go junking, or on a safari, as she liked to call it, for my near obsession with buying she liked to refer to my near obsession with buying old furniture so I could refinish it. I liked staying home with my mom until about mid-afternoon when she wasn't herself anymore and we'd have fights about drinking. I used to pour out the bottles I'd find and then fill them up with mostly water. As a family, we rarely sat down together. I would come in from the horse barn, find something to eat, and take it downstairs with me to nibble on while I was cleaning my tack or stripping furniture, and always watching television. I used to stick a straightened-out bobby pin into the lock of my sister Cindy's bedroom door and go in and search through her stuff. I would try on her bras and wear her clothes and read some of her poems, and I could never figure out why we were so different from each other. She was so perfect and pretty. I would try to imitate her, but it never worked out. When I got wire-rimmed glasses, because she had wire-rimmed glasses, mine came out so thick I looked deranged. My other sister, Bevy, was 20 years older when I was born, and she never lived with us, so I never really got to know her. She scared me. She got this crazy idea that I shouldn't have any toy guns to go with my cowboy suits, so she took them all to the dump when she was visiting us one time. Another time, she took all my little bras and panties that Aunt Sally had given me and burned them. They were mostly nylon, so they more melted than burned. The only time I really felt close to Bevy was when she asked me to pluck the hairs from her chin or look for the gray hairs on her head and pull them out. My dad was bald when I met him and shaved the sides of his head every couple of days, and I also caught him shaving his armpits another time when I accidentally went in the bathroom when he was in there. He had some scars on the back of his neck and on his back where they had to sew his arm on because it got torn off when he caught our neighbor, Marnie Brum, the time the boat they were in hit a sandbar and she went flying.